Hello Indie fans, today's video is brought to you by the adorable looking local multiplayer title Fuzzball, now available on PS4, Xbox One and Switch. As can be seen in the footage, play as a variety of fuzzy creatures as they compete in a series of zany objectives. The core mode includes knocking your opponent out of the arena by ramming into them, although there is chaos and flexi-ball modes, which utilizes randomized objectives. I do love the variety and designs of the characters, probably being the main draw, and while there is support for single player, obviously this is best with friends. Another lot of indie games to look forward to, beginning with the voxely Echo Generation. Developer Coco Cucumber's previous project was the chaotic multiplayer dungeon crawler Riverborn, which I did enjoy, so to see them set their sights on a traditional RPG is interesting. Set in 1993, save your hometown from monsters and robots and investigate a mysterious crash that started it all. Very impressed with the visuals and one to wishlist for sure. Another real looker, Lost Ruins is a pixel art action platformer made by a Korean developer where you play as a young girl who awakens in a foreign land and has to find ways to survive. The combat involves weapons, spells and tonics, with hideous monsters and challenging bosses. Not too sure if it's a roguelite or a Metroidvania or neither one of these, but a beautiful game which has already been fully funded on Kickstarter. As you may know, I have a soft spot for classic turn-based RPGs, and one interesting upcoming title is Clouds of Rain. The art style drew me to this game, especially the overworld elements, and the combat does look to have tactical elements where positioning matters. Seems relatively early in development, where the store page states that there will be many characters, each with their own story, but does not tell you how many characters there will be, but one to keep an eye on.
You need to practice every day, so when the time comes, you will be ready. Trees don't heat back, but your enemies do. They won't spare you, young Chan. A man is responsible for his family. And when I'm gone, you will need to protect our village. Protect them with your life.
Excited about this one since the long-anticipated beat-em-up 9 Monkeys of Shaolin got a trailer which confirmed its release date, and it is very soon. A classic tale of revenge, go after the pirates who slaughtered your friends and family, and interestingly enough, this comes to us from the developer of the equally action-packed Redeemer, and should be a good one. Just a tease for Elba, a wildlife adventure, but this game about a young girl wanting to save an island and the wildlife on it is just beautiful. The next title from the creators of Kingdom is titled Cloud Gardens, where you use plants to overgrow abandoned wasteland dioramas. If you're even intrigued by the haunting beauty of Mother Nature, especially in post-apocalyptic games like The Last of Us or The Division, then how about experiencing it from the side of nature itself? Gorgeous looking game which does look very chill. After what seems like an eternity in some form of beta, the elemental roguelike Crown Trick gets a release window, and together with that, confirmed that they are publishing with Team 17, who cannot seem to go wrong. As in previous coverage, the elemental interactions are key here, allowing for combos and the destruction of large numbers of enemies, and should be out within the next couple of months. I do love the simplicity of Dojoran, a 1-bit platformer starring a frog in a world full of dangers. As with most platformers, travel from left to right to get to the end of the level, and it looks like a very classically designed one of these, which I could go for right about now.
Hey, I'm over here. Am I in the frame?
Hold still.
Like this? Or more like this? Is there enough light?
The light is fine, Milton. I've been on the road for a few weeks now. And you know, it's not always as romantic as you'd expect it to be. The further north you travel, the shorter the days get. But still, at the end of a long day, just sitting there at your campfire in the middle of nowhere makes it all worth it.
A bittersweet narrative game is Forever Ago, where you play as an old man on a road trip with his dog and can explore beautiful places, talk to people, take photographs, and perhaps make some friends.
Well, I'm certainly glad you landed here. This one's on the house, bud.
Thank you, and sorry for bothering you with an old man's gibberish.
You sure have some fascinating stories to tell. You've really been around, haven't you?
There's some underlying tragic stroke of fate that sets all of this in motion, but one that will tug at your heartstrings.
Well, let's just say it's been a ride. And it's far from over.
One of the cutest titles that I have seen recently is the exploration game The Kind Chamomile, where you play as a kind mouse and go on a journey to collect goodies to help those in need. It's charming and light-hearted and just seems very pleasant, and the people do agree. It is fully funded on Kickstarter, but do check out the stretch goals and support it if interested. A sweet-looking action platformer is Fallen Knight, where you play as the descendant of Lancelot in a futuristic world, facing off against a terrorist organization that seems to have something to say about the ugly truth behind your own organization. While there is combat and boss fights, it also cites multiple endings, which is very interesting for one of these, so look out for it next year. One title which I really like the look of is Gladiator Guild Manager, perhaps a variant on the auto chess genre, but against AI, where you build and run your guild, hiring and training gladiators for the purpose of conquest. This has an art style that reminds me of Kingdom Rush, but it is not the same developer, with gameplay that looks like totally accurate battle simulator but less wacky. One for visual novel fans, Until King of Rivina has quite a classic tale where you play as the prince of a kingdom when the king mysteriously dies and you have to assume the throne. Interact with characters, make decisions, and find out the truth behind your father's death. I covered the demo for the rhythm RPG Nocturne a while back, and it is currently on Kickstarter. I do like my rhythm games, and to see it integrate into another genre is pretty neat. Set in the digital afterlife, where your consciousness is uploaded into a world of sentient AI, search for your brother while discovering the story of human identity. There are RPG elements like equipment, buffs, and so on, with an accessible rhythm game difficulty toggle that makes it suitable for all.
I'm the world's greatest treasure hunter.
Having just covered pixel art action-adventure games, one nice surprise that I found on Kickstarter is The Girl from Akunya, where you play as a girl and her capybara companion as they explore the jungles in search of treasure.
I'm not afraid of you.
Stand aside.
All the classic elements are here, on combat, puzzles, and even various dances that can change the weather, with a wonderful pixel art look which I adore, taking the #1 spot. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos and I will see you after the jump.